Hello everybody and welcome back to Blended Miniatures. I am your humble host Tim, and today something a little bit different. In our first session of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, one of the commenters by the name of Dahaka4444 sent in a message that says, if Blended Miniatures is ever going to return, I'd like to see your take on a Chimera. And not being one to shy away from a challenge, that is what we are going to do today. Now, in D&D, traditionally, a Chimera is a lion, a goat, and a dragon with wings. However, the traditional Chimera, or at least the mythical Chimera, is a snake, a lion, and a goat. So they've just changed it up a little bit in D&D, adding in the dragon element. So I thought I'd have a crack at the traditional Chimera, mostly just due to lack of available miniatures. Now, for the base for this, what I decided to do is I went down to my local $2 shop or dollar store, whatever you want to call it, a place where you can get like cheap toys and whatnot. And I bought one of those bags that has like a bunch of jungle animals in it. Now, in these things, you'll get like things like crocodiles and frogs. But what you're looking for, if you want to build one of these, you want to get one that has a lion. Right there. You want to get one that has a giraffe. And if you can't find a goat, that is, giraffe is a good substitute. And then you want to get one that has, as you can see there, the snake. And then all we really need to do is just sort of blend these things together, and that's how we get our Chimera. Now, I've got all my tools here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to need all these things, but generally, if you're going to build these things, what you're going to need is clippers, a knife of some kind, green stuff putty, definitely glue, and you might need a drill just in case you need to make the joins a bit better, or if you want to use metal pins to attach these things. I don't think I'm going to be needing this, but it's always a good item to have just in case. So, in order to get our three components, we're going to decapitate the giraffe. There we go. Throw that away, don't need that anymore. We're going to do the same with the snake. There we go. And then we're going to leave the lion where it is. And I might, just for the sake of it, I'm going to take the tail off this as well, because I had an idea about to do something, so throw that bit away. Alrighty. Oop, got some bad shadow here. Let me just move my light. There we go. That should be a bit better. Alright, so once you've got all those bits sorted out, you just want to make sure your bits and pieces are cut in a way now. So we're going to attach the snake to the lion. So best way to do that, if you don't want to have to use too much in the way of cutting what's not, you want to use your green stuff. So, alright, so you got your putty there. Now, when you're sticking things to surfaces, you always want to put it on fresh plastic. So once you've worked out where you're going to put it, just take your blade and just shave down the rough surfaces. You can use the blunt edge of the knife. Just want to. Should always remember never to cut towards your finger. However, this blade here is one that I use for modeling, and it is incredibly dull. I've blunted the ever-loving shit out of it, and I use this one just for doing sculpting and things like that. So if you're using an actual X-Acto knife, never go towards, always go away. But in this instance, it's not sharp. So, okay, so we take our glue. And so we take our glue, put a small, very small amount there. Take a small bit of green stuff. This just simplifies the joining, because once this hardens with the glue and everything, it'll make things a lot easier to work with. And then we just smush those bits together. There we go. And then you can take your knife and just smooth out the connection. Looks like we're going to need a little bit more on the back there, so I'll just add a little bit more. And then we just smooth that around. Get your finger in there, just make sure it's all nice and smooth, and you get a good connection. I hope this is all in focus. Alright, and once you've got your first side, then you need to worry about is your goat head, or in this case the giraffe head that we're using for that. And same idea, but in this instance I think we are going to something like that, I think. So we'll just cut the head on a slightly better angle. Oh, hang on. Just noticed that's a bit janky. There we go, much better. Yeah, let's give it a good push, make sure it's all in there, get your fingers in there. Beautiful. And if we want to add some texture, you can just take your blade and just put some little marks in there, make it look like the fur. Alright. So, then with this, we just want to cut that. Kind of fucked that up, actually. Probably should have cut this better on an angle. But you want to make that conform as much to the position as you want. Actually, to be honest, you could probably just do that with green stuff. Let's just do that with that instead. So we'll take our blade again. We'll clean out the a little bit there. Bit of glue. Bit of green stuff. A little bit more glue. Alright, so you mush that on there. You can see that's not really a very good connection, but so I'm gonna, as with all modeling things, never be afraid to rip it apart and try again if it doesn't work properly. Let's try that on for size. All right, now we just tidy that up. Alrighty, we're just gonna get the excess green stuff. Let's put some lines in it just to texture the fur. And then, hang on, where is it? There we go. And then, just for the hell of it, just to keep up with the more Chimera thing, if you take the tail, snip that off. All right. There we go. Bit more glue. Alright, let me just tidy this up. And there... All right, and there we have it. One traditional style Chimera. You've got your snake, you've got your lion, and you've got your goat, or this instance giraffe, but you know, same shape, has the horns. Once the painting's done, it will serve its purpose quite well. And all for the low price of just under $5, just for the bag. And of course you've got plenty of other small animals that you can use to build other things in the future. Now, if I wanted to make this more a traditional D&D style one, using the same, let's get the lighting right, using the same same bag, you can very easily add in a crocodile instead of the traditional snake. But I quite like the snake, if I'm perfectly honest. And if I wanted to add wings to it, that's easy enough to do. Just stick a couple of wings on the back and you're done. And if you want to modify this in terms of the rules for the standard Chimera in D&D, all you need to do is just replace the dragon stats with that of a snake. If you want to keep the breath weapon, just say it shoots poison, and Bob's your uncle. So there it is. So I hope this lived up to its expectations. And yeah, until next time on Blended Miniatures, remember to keep on blending. Bye!